It's Hello, friends. Welcome to our Tuesday night Zoom. Usually we're here on Monday, but actually, she said it is Tuesday, and we have a wonderful guest here, and I'm so excited to hear him talk and to let him deliver all the goodies. We love Cliff. Cliff holds a very dear, special place in all of our hearts here. He is the man that makes the wheels turn here. I fully believe that. Cliff, you are so appreciated. So
Yes.
if you're not been told that enough, we appreciate you here. So I am going to throw it over to you and let you just get turning. But how I want to start this, Cliff, I want you.
For the people.
Cliff is for the people. We love Cliff. He's for the people. Cliff, I want you to start off by telling us, like we see you on all the flyers, we hear you on the calls with Jason and all the things. We know that you're with corporate, but we want to know about Cliff the Thriver. So we would love to hear your product story.
The infamous, day 1, day 3, day 5, day 10 that we talk about all the time. Am I a thriver, right? Do I walk, if I talk the talk, do I walk the walk? Well, Hannah, thank you for having me. Tommy Q, pleasure to interrupt and jump in on your Zoom this evening. So I do want to give a shout out to everybody that's participating on this. Thank you guys for joining. I know you have busy lives. So doing this shows you're invested in growing and building your business, which is the hardest step that you have to make right then and there is that you decide you want to do something. So thank you for doing that. Let's start with for me, it was probably my day 3 story of when I actually started feeling the effects from Thrive. So I am a lifetime fitness kind of junkie. It went hard in college, then had a good time for the remainder part of it, always off and on trying to stay active and healthy somehow, some way. Met my lovely wife, and, of all things, it's probably 2015, 2016 that I became a thriver. And my story is a little different because I became a thriver because of Mr. Jason Camper. He, as y'all don't know, he is a great friend of mine. And we were friends before I even thought about coming to work over here at Lavelle. And, one day we're at our house having some drinks, and he walked in, and lo and behold, what did we have sitting on our counter but some Advocare? We had the Spark and the MNS and some of the other things. And I didn't know he was honestly the CEO and co-founder of Lavelle. So I just knew him as my friend Jason. It's just one of those, I don't go digging into people's backgrounds or figuring out who they were. He was just a really cool guy that we'd gotten to know for the last couple of years. And he jokes with me and he goes, I've got some better stuff than that. I'm like, really? All right, game on. Let's try this. And so lo and behold, on our doorstep showed up a large box of men's and women's capsules, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry shakes, and some DFTs. And I think I had some Arctic camo was one of the colors that we had at that point in time, and the purple and the green. And so he's like, look, you got to start trying this. This is far better. Trust me, I know, because as you've read Jason's book, he was at Advocare. He built a very large business there and understood how direct selling goes, and then took all the good of that, partnered up with Paul, and formed Lavelle. And so I started taking it. And I'm a skeptical person. I am just skeptical by nature, which probably a lot of everyone is. I'm like, well, we'll give it a shot. I'll say this, it was a lot easier than the darn Advocare stuff, just because the first 2 capsules are easy to do. And then I had the last 2 that I had a drawer full of them. I think some fish oil capsule and some other random thing, because I'd forget to do it during the day. And so, for me, simplicity and ease, all right, take 2 capsules first thing when I wake up in the morning. That's easy. I put it on my nightstand, and we just would wake up and do it. And that would be the boost that I'd really have. I'd go work out and then come back and do the shake. And I'm like, all right, first of all, it's a great tasting shake. It's not big and thick and awful like a bunch of the other ones are. And then I could mix it with anything I wanted to. I'm a water person. My wife likes milk, but it went down easy. And then I put the DFT on. And I was skeptical about where the DFT is too, until about the day 3. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not having cravings throughout the day. I'm not sitting back realizing I need to go scarf down lunch and whatever I was eating at that point in time. I was traveling. I was a healthcare consultant. And so that made it really nice because I could just, I hate to say it, continue through work and then go get a sensible, like a salad or something, some grilled chicken breast before I'd go back into, doing what else I was on. And I fell in love with it. Lost probably, maybe 5-7 pounds, but it wasn't about that. It was just giving me the energy to go throughout the day and not having to have, a bunch of other stuff to help supplement it through it. And so that was my story. And, started doing it, wasn't really, promoting it because I just, I was a customer. My wife was the promoter and I was a customer. And so we were trying, I think she was trying to get the referred to for free. She jumped in and out of a bunch of those things, but she just did them for the product. She never went for it. And so it was a fun ride and enjoyed it. And then one day I was walking out of a physician board meeting in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I got a phone call and it was Drew at that point in time saying, "Hey, I know you've been to a lot of our events. There's actually pictures of me on stage with everybody before I even worked with the company. If you go dig through some of our old history things." I'm like, I don't know if that was pretense or foretelling or that was his grand master plan that was out there. But he asked, "Would you like to come work for Le-Vel?" And that was 5 years ago. Told him, "Sure. I have no clue what to do in direct selling." And he goes, "Don't worry. Nobody does when they start. That's the best thing about this industry. You learn on the fly, and we've got great people that will teach you." And I had a corporate team, and I learned so much from engaging with them. But then I also have you all, and I actually learn more in these sessions than I do now in most everything else that I do because you bring great ideas, you bring great issues, and we all then work together, see what we can do to improve upon. So but yeah, 5 years ago, and look at where I'm at. I had no clue what I was doing. I still don't have a clue what I'm doing some days. I think hopefully we're high tides raising the ship for us all at that point. But we have a good time doing it, realizing we're all human. We're all doing what we're trying to make decisions that impact you all for the good, not for the bad. And we're trying to make changes that everybody recognizes and can benefit from on those things. But love it. I appreciate the applause and saying, yes, I help move things along, but there is a great group of people behind me. And I can't take, what I can do is I refer the credit back to them. They like focusing on what they do and then they get back to their normal jobs. I get to be kind of upfront a little more. And, this wasn't my foray of things that I did. I never thought I'd be on stage and in camera and in person doing a lot of this. But it's fun and it's just something I've grown into, and I hope that you all find joy and get at least a little bit out of it. But I will take this back because we have a great team of men and women, in support, in IT, in finance, and ops, in supply chain that are they're the true heroes. Sometimes I'm just the messenger, but I have a very loud message, and then other times I can do some stuff and I get in trouble for it. But you know what? I'd rather take action and be dead wrong than do nothing at all. So that's kind of the mentality I've always had, right? Come hell or high water, we're going to do something. And hopefully my experience and my knowledge is pointing me in the right direction, which 95% of the time is right. And then there's 5% of the times when I mess up and I do have to go apologize and ask for forgiveness. But hey, we tried, and if it didn't work, we'll move on and do something else. So how's that work for my day 1, day 3 was me story, Hannah?
I love it.
Awesome.
I just love that you're, obviously you do the product and you love it. Like we see the DFT on your arms at Getaways. You can talk about it. Like, you're walking the walk with us. And I'll be honest with you. Like, obviously we talk to a lot of people and we listen to a lot of leaders, but I like that you're in the trenches with us. Like I feel like that's a big thing for us to see here, is to feel like someone's in the trenches with us. And I feel like that's why we love you so much. We don't just say that to brown nose. Like, we do love you, Cliff.
Well, I appreciate that. I love you all as well too. I mean, technically you all are my bosses. Without you, there is no Le-Vel. And, you could say, well, without Le-Vel, there will always be you. But without the effort and the hard work that each and every one of you do, I mean, you're what helps, drive the corporate side as well as drive your own, independent financial freedoms and health journeys, and however you like to go across it, it's you, So I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to not have to be a consultant anymore. joking with some friends, and they were showing like everybody was pulling up their app showing how many miles they had with a certain airline or how many nights they had stayed in a hotel. And my wife looked over and said, "Yeah, you don't even need to compete in this one. So, we can make a fun one. See how many lifetime miles I've flown on American Airlines. We'll do this. Whoever wants to put a guess, I'll look through the chat as we're going through there. If you can get whoever gets closest to it by the end of the call, I'll give 400 and Thrive credits that, right out this evening, just to make it fun. And we're going to have a good time here. So yeah, so just drop it in the chat, and whoever gets closest to my lifetime mileage with American Airlines, I'll do that for you guys.
Oh, my wheels are turning in the airline miles. Challenge accepted.
All right. So tonight I kind of wanted to sit back with you all and go through, I'll scroll through this at the end, so just put it in there. Don't worry about me announcing it right now. I wanted to go through the changes that we just rolled out just recently. And I think everybody knows what they are. And it's the commissions that we are, the rewards plan, the commissions that you get paid. And there was some really exciting stuff that we've been working on for a long time. I was asked multiple times by multiple leaders, where is it, right? A couple of years ago, I think Jason teased the new rank. And we've been playing around with them. And the timing just wasn't right. And one thing you'll hear from us routinely is, if we're going to do something, we're going to do something to where it sticks, it's concrete, and it doesn't go away. I don't want to do something and then have to roll it back 6 months from now. Or, oh, well, we went too hard, so now we gotta limit it down. So we've been, as you've been seeing throughout this entire year, kind of looking at these rank advancement bonuses. And that's kind of the key thing that I really want to hit on. We'll go through all of it, but it's really the fire and the passion that these rank advancement bonuses that really kicked off at the beginning of the year. We know summer gets a little slow and all that, but then it's kind of come back, and it's like, you know what? This is the most logical thing that we could potentially do and roll out. And so when you look at how we structure everything, it's always a quick speed to value, correct? Right? It always started with previously the VIP 800 and VIP 1600. And as Paul would say, if he was here with me, who do you know and where do you know that you can make 660 on 800 and 1300 on 1600 in your first 2 weeks of business and have that money in your checking account by the end of that time frame? Nowhere. Well, I can't say that technically in a compliant fashion on postings anymore, but I can verbally state it because it is true. It is what can be done. But then we added the VIP 400. But we do that so fast, right? We go very quickly in that first 2 weeks, and everybody's focused and everybody's running and everybody's gunning. And then after that, then you kind of rolled into the Maui Gym. Right? It used to be the iPad mini bonus, and then it came the Maui Gym. We can make that work. And so you got 30 days to get to 4K. But then what else? It's kind of like, and there was nothing sitting there. And we heard from a lot of people that it's like, well, people kind of lose steam, right? If you can do something routinely over 30 days, we hope it sticks. But if you can do something routinely 90 days, it will. It drives change and it drives mentality. So we thought, well, it worked well in the beginning of the year. Summer got a little flat, but that's just summer. I hate to say it. Everybody wants to relax and have a good time. So, but what can we do to continue that momentum and that focus? And that's where these rank advancement bonuses are going to go to the end of the year. Jason did say he wants to make them permanent. We're running it to the end of the year because in order for me to make it permanent, then I need to make sure it fits into the rewards plan. And I need to make sure that our outside legal counsel, who we do definitely go to on certain things, blesses us on it. So we're in that process of doing that right now to make sure we're not going to do something that would then, have the ire of regulatory agencies looking bad on. We are running it through the end of the year, but it's so that you can then capture that fire. Just rank up as high as you possibly can and keep that momentum, keep that push going. And we love that, and we're like, yes, that's a no-brainer. The override section of it then kind of is the 1-2 punch for it. So if you're new, you're participating in this, wow, bam, I'm hitting 4K, I'm hitting 12K, I'm hitting 40K, I may be even able to hit 80K or 200K in those 4 month period of time. Okay, great. But if you're hitting those higher ranks, guess what you're doing? You're team building, and you've got other people that are benefiting below you. So you're going to be able to get those rank overrides on top of that. Or if you've been here for a little bit and you're like, I missed out on it, what's in it for me? The ranked overrides on. I was chatting with another promoter, and she's like, basically told me, look, I think this year I've made a little over $100,000 just on rank override bonuses from people coming in. It's been here a long time, but there's great opportunity that's in there. So if you're new, you can double dip in that. But if you're not, you still have that ability to then build your team. And that then leads to the brand new 600K and 1M ranks. And those, for those of you who are, you're looking up going, I'll never get there. Yeah, you will. Yes, you will. It's you that needs to focus on that and determine, how am I going to get there? It's not, I'm not going to, it's what do I need to do to get there? And as Jason said, not one person auto qualifies into it. Well, if you look at the qualifications for it, we didn't make them to be a moonshot, right? I mean, they're not so far out there that nobody could ever get it. We made them tough, but we made them digestible, if I can use that term right there, so that you're able to actually do that. Now, do you have to build a team? Yeah, that's what successful leaders do. You have great teams that are out there. Do I have to continually push and work? Yeah, you do. We want people to be actively working their business. Did we make it to where it was impossible? No. I mean, is a PV change from 100 to 200 that bad? No. If you got two customers on an auto ship at that point in time that are generating, and both of them are on an experience pack or something, you come right on in. If you're on an auto ship, and you got one, you'll hit the PV. The PV is the easiest thing we can do. We lifted that just because we were asked to, from, again, outside legal counsel. And then the other side, 2 customer orders. Any customer order counts, whether it's a brand new customer, whether it's a customer that you just got on auto ship and they'll have it processing next month, whether it's a customer who's auto ship order, whether it's someone who just came out of the blue and we haven't seen in the last 10 years and decided to order. They all count. We wanted to make it easy and digestible at that point. So, but those are kind of the qualifications. The other stuff just shows that you're building a successful team and you're growing and having, enough legs to support you. We want you to go wide and we want you to go deep. You gotta have the volume that flows with it. And the key driver is the 40K and up higher as you're going through it. And so some people are asking, does that have to be a new 40K? No, it just has to be someone who had never hit 40K or 80K or 200K. If they were able to do it, then they count, being that clock starts for 12 months and it rolls. You want to keep them there. And then while you're helping keep them there, you're building your next one. You're getting your next one ready so that hopefully as that 12 months, it rolls off, another one rolls off, another one rolls off. So that was the focus. Then the last one, which I kind of like, is fun. We replaced the Maui gym. Summer's kind of ending at this point in time. I don't think as many people want sunglasses anymore. Maybe our friends from down under probably do, since their summer's coming back on. But what we wanted to do is look at what really, made this fun. Well, you used to get an actual iPad mini when you first qualified for it. But that's nice. It's something tangible. You can hold it up and you can use that to help build your business. We thought, all right, so let's go back to that. Let's do an Apple gift card. I don't want to buy a bunch of Apple products and then they kind of phase in and phase out of going out of stock and stuff like that. So you get an Apple gift card. Maybe you don't like Apple. You're an Android person. All right, there's a Best Buy card that's out there. Hey, maybe you're good on a computer and all that, but I need a new printer and a scanner and I need a web camera to help me out and a bigger monitor so I can see everything. Okay, there's an Amazon gift. So we wanted to put some types of gift cards there so that you could actually help yourself build your business as you're doing this. And that's the fun part. The rest of it is, just icing on the cake for everything. And right now is that time with school's back in session. I think everybody's kids are back in school potentially at this point, to then start taking advantage of it. There's nobody else that's out there that's offering these types of bonus. I mean, dollar for dollar bonus. Hit 12K, you're going to get a $1,200 payout each month by maintaining it and then hitting your PPA out of that on top of your commission and everything else we do. Who doesn't want that? Who couldn't use that? I could use it. Someone dropped $1,200 in front of me and then I just walked by and be like, well, yeah, I'll pick it up and I'll hand it to them. But if I couldn't find out who it was, I'd probably go, I would keep it myself as well too. So that's what you're doing. We've got opportunities that are out there for you to capitalize on and for you then to go and get people on Thrive. And it always comes down to then, now it's time for you to engage with your leadership, engage with your sideline sisters, engage with your spouses if you guys have joint accounts, however you want to do it. But, start telling your story. Get out there and start engaging with people now that we're back into a social world with a good routine and consistency going on, whether it's at your kids' schools or other types of activities, whether it's when you're going, you might be doing any type of adult learning yourself and heading back to college and speaking with new people, or it's that opportunity to find new groups and engage with them and become friends. Right? Don't just throw Thrive down their throat, but engage with them, listen to them. Use the Thrive and Mingle that we've got going, which is a fun, free way of getting events going, and you can get free stuff from it as well, especially those promo codes that you can get and entice people very quickly within the first 72 hours of it. We're going to continue Thrive and Mingle through the end of the year as well, too. And that's the other thing I wanted to share with you all, because they're working, right? So why would we stop doing something that's working so well? And that is kind of where I will leave it at this point in time, in case, Hannah, Q, Tommy, if you guys had any other things to add on to that for me.
So I do have a question as far as the override bonuses go. So how can I ask this? So I have 2 overrides right now. Are they retroactively letting, like, from the summer, what is it, the summer make the call? From that point forward, are all those overrides like going to be together? Huh?
Are they counting through December?
Are they counting through December?
The overrides will count as long as you are, the person is active and hitting their goals of what's going on. So you benefit from them getting those overrides. So a lot of people were asking, all right, what happens if, does this start in September? No, we're going to roll it back, for you have 4 months to do it. So it'll roll back 4 months to whatever the earliest date is. And so that's what they've got to get towards. So as that person hits those overrides, as long as they stay qualified and active, and you are putting in the 10 customers each month, and you're ranking your rank up people are ranking up, then yes, the override bonuses will continue for you, as long as your people are meeting it at that point.
And the active thing, the paid thing.
Oh, Q said, can you clarify the 200 PV qualified and active and the way that wait, say that again, Q? The 2 customers to get paid for as far as 4K and above.
Okay. Yep. All right. So let's start with the easy one, PV. We're going to go from 100 to 200. I think that's the easiest one to understand. Personal volume is your orders or your customer orders that your unique, your level 1 customer orders, your customers. So whatever volume that comes from that, add it up to 200. Trust me, when we looked at it, there's not very many people that were below it. I mean, it was a very negligible number, but the PV uptick that you all will benefit from is huge. That was one of the things that we saw, is just by moving that needle there a little bit, you're going to capture some people that have kind of probably been sitting around not doing much for a little while. So we're going to get them to come kind of back online. It kind of needed to, because 100 is pretty easy. I think 200 is pretty easy. I mean, most everybody probably could, hit with 5 or 6. I mean, from what I see, I think, today being the first auto ship, ding, pretty much 95% of the company qualifies right then and there. The 2 customer orders. This starts at 4K and higher. Okay. Brand promoter does not need it. So if you are brand new and you're like, I don't know what's happening, or you're just kind of, ebbing and flowing, starting and stopping, you're not going to need the 2 customer orders to be a brand promoter. You'll still get paid out on those first 3 levels. All you need is the 200 PV and to be, qualified. So if you'll get qualified and active at the exact same time now, pretty much. But the 4K and higher, you need 2 customer orders each month. I call it unique. We use individual. It's 2 people, right? It's this person and this person, not this person ordering 5 things. That counts as 1 customer order. It's 2 people placing an order that month. And that order can either be a brand new customer placing a new order. That can be an existing customer just ordering a box of, or a jar of collagen gummies. That works. Or it could be someone starting an auto ship that day for that new order with the auto ship that's going to process next month, potentially. That counts. That's an order. Or a customer who has an active auto ship going. That order counts as well, too. Just need 2 customers. There is no minimum. It's 2 customer orders. Simple, easy. And that's one of those things that, again, from a regulatory guideline, they like us selling to customers. It is a very customer approach, and that's one of the ways that we can stay ahead of the curve on this. So, all right. So those are I think that was both of those questions, right?
Yep. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
And then the tracker's going to come. A lot of you are like, I've been asked by quite a few people, hey, why am I still showing as a 4K and I've already hit 80K status? Your customer order didn't process. You probably only have one at this point in time. Soon as that second customer hits, ding, 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 the tracker goes, all the way up to where you'd currently be at. And we will get a ring. That is something I was asking my IT guys today, and they are working on it, as well as I think the rake override bonuses. I think those went live this afternoon. So they're tweaking. I don't have an army of 1 million people behind me being able to do that. So they're processing and getting them out. But yeah, those, you'll be able to see it. That way, oh, okay, I'm missing a customer order. That's where I just need to go and look for it.
All right. Go ahead, Hannah. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So I have two questions, and one is falling in the line of the override bonus. And I was gonna send a support ticket in, but I couldn't English, and I couldn't let my brain wouldn't brain. So I was like, oh, perfect. Cliff's gonna be on here tonight. Let me just ask him. So the make the call tracker. The people who are in make the call, like who qualify, like, that are in the time frame of make the call. I have a few of mine that their trackers are missing. Is there a reason for that?
It's probably if you notice, make the call and these rank override bonuses, and the very first ones from January through I think April timeframe, they're all the same amount. They were, there's no difference in the amount that gets paid out, and so they were looking at ways to try and consolidate and all. And so I think you're gonna, like, if you're getting paid on that, you might see the last make the call payment coming next week, because it's the second Tuesday of each month, I believe, is when it is. And then they'll all just roll into it. So the trackers, they're looking to try and, the goal was one tracker. Don't have three going across the screen. Go after one. But people would ask, all right, which one am I eligible for? Well, they're both the same. This one, you don't have to opt in on this one anymore. And it's retro to it runs for 4 months from your enrollment date. So that's basically how it goes with that.
Okay, because I have some people that are freaking out, and I'm like, I'm sure that they're trying to. That was my guess, but my brain wasn't braining that day. Okay, second question. Going off of the override bonuses that Tommy talked about. So you get a certain amount of override bonuses, you get paid a certain amount. So let's say, for example, I have 4 people that qualified for the 4K rank make the call last month. So that's my 4. I have 4 total. So that's me, I think, at 30%. Don't quote me on that. That's 30%. So new people that come in, like, is that number going to go on there to that one, even though it's not make the call? Like, is that going to be added on to that? So, like, if I get...
Yeah, they'll all be combined together. Yeah, no, it's going to be just one grouping at that point in time.
So we have the chance to combine, if you had override bonuses from make the call from these new ones, and get 100% if you can.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yep.
That just made my whole night.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah. No, I mean, that's why we kept the numbers and we kept everything along the same lines, so that the math works, and it's really more kind of a design element and a coding element on the back end side, but it's not a full rewrite of the entire system for that stuff. So.
Okay. Christy, did you want to ask your question?
That second one was it. That's what I was wondering, if ours added to like the next percentage if we kept getting them. So that was it. Perfect. That made my whole night too. That's great.
Yep. Great opportunity.
Yeah. So technically, you're getting 8 months to qualify for override bonuses.
And I want to also say this, the override bonuses, and I put it in the chat, people are really like, I don't think that they understand the magnitude of those.
They're huge.
The rank advancement bonuses are unbelievable, but those override bonuses will blow your mind. Like, they're crazy. Like, that is a phenomenal opportunity.
They are. And and that's the whole point, right? Many of the leaders, that they don't get the opportunity to get the rank advancement bonuses, but by developing and building their teams, placing correctly and building and running with them, getting a little more depth, getting themselves ready to get those 8 legs and getting that 600,000 in volume and getting that new 40K and up person. That's the goal of the override bonuses is that you're developing a team. So we want to help you on that and make sure that you're getting a little piece of the action as well. So
Monica?
Yeah, Mom has a question too. She just texted me, so I wouldn't forget her.
Hi. Yes, I'm in my pajamas. Because I've been working outside with mums all day. I have a question, Cliff. Because this has really fried my brain, and me and Hannah talked about it today. And I've reached out to several people, and the $200 PV to be qualified,
Mhm.
and 4K and above, two customers of any amount underneath you ordering each
Mhm.
month, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I'm looking at my Auto Elite, not just my auto, like my auto bonus is full. My personals, no, yes, because you have to have 4, right? For 12K auto bonus,
hmm
4 of 4 Q&A personals,
hmm
correct?
I
And
believe that's correct.
Q&A is $200 PV
hmm
or $200 personal volume underneath you and 2 customers, or no? So you
Let
can have a
me.
Q&A brand promoter that
Mhm.
only needs $200,
Right.
correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to be a brand promoter, it's just 200 QV. That's 200 QV a month. Right.
Okay. So my Auto Elite, I'm showing 7 of 8 Q&A personals. And when I went to look at like my sponsorship team down on my report,
hmm
and I sort it by PV and QV, it just confuses me because I have 7, it says, but I don't have 7 that have $200.
hmm
I have 7 that have more than $200 in QV, but they don't all have 200 PV.
hmm
But
the PV probably hasn't rolled since it's brand new this month, right? We just, the beginning of the month, everything starts anew at that point, just kind of refreshes and walks. But then as everything rolls and starts accounting, your active status from last month does make people kind of look and seem active. This is something I'm looking to figure out how we can make these reports a little more digestible on this type of thing. But yeah, so if you're seeing qualified and active and you're seeing the volume and you're counting them up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you might find someone that actually they might not be qualified and active just yet, but someone below them is. And so that's why they're actively counting inside that leg as well, too. I was doing this with another account recently, and I was learning today on these types of things. So, in that situation, Monica, I think it's, let's work together. Like I'll sit down like with you and Tommy and Q, and we'll look into your report so that we're looking at the exact same thing and we can figure that out. But yeah, in order, just a brand promoter, qualified and active is just 200 QV. They don't have to worry about anything else in the world at this point in time. Then everything else. So yeah, so if you need 4, you're gonna need them to just kind of up their order at that point, or they're gonna need to find a way to remain qualified or remain active for those. Everybody else from 4K and higher, it's just like we said, 2 customer orders. And if everybody's doing the refer to, which is what we preach quite often, and we want people to get going, that's usually the easiest way. And most everybody kind of auto checks that box. Soon as usually about the 10th, when the second auto ship of the month runs, everybody's pretty much following or flowing into that at that point.
the reason I was trying to understand it is like I want to be able to look at it and know what I need, who I need it from, like who might need me to help them do this. Because if they're not showing for me, they're not showing for themselves either, right? And so that's why I was like, okay, like, for instance, I have one promoter who has $198 in PV and $901 in QV. But she is showing as one of my 7.
Right, because from last month, she was active last month, so that's probably why she's rolling over at this point in
But
time.
it's
But
not
you are correct,
true.
it's not 100% for you. She needs that extra $2. You know, she's probably getting that PV from customer auto ships that are rolling up under her, which is also getting the QV as well that you're seeing. So yeah, she needs $2 extra.
Right.
She will need that. And we're going to be, you know, as the month starts rolling out, just to make sure that people are aware, we're going to, those that are under their PV rankings, we're going to start emailing and texting them, letting them know, by the way, you are missing. Yeah, it always there's a pop-up in the back office going, you know, that you're not there. So, you know, we're going to be proactive trying to make sure everybody understands, oh, hey, you know, you don't have 2 customer orders yet. It's the 15th of the month. You might want to go start working on that. It's the 25th of the month. Auto ships have processed. You might need your extra customer order or your extra PV to get to where you need to. So we're gonna build, that has been built into the system to do you know, outreach so that people understand, hey, don't let something small like this fall through the cracks.
But if they're a brand promoter only, all they need is the $200 PV to be Q&A.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
That is correct.
So we have 2 quick questions in the chat. I answered one, but I want them to hear it directly from you. So if you have someone who signed up August 27th and did not make the call, they still qualify for these bonuses going forward through the end of the year, correct?
Yeah, August 27th. Yeah, so that was what, August, September, October, November. Yeah, through the end of the year.
All right. And you kind of just answered the other one. So if someone joined in July, do the bonuses go through December, or is it 4 months from the day they signed up?
They signed up. That's how the system was coded. So, you know, you had the summer heat bonuses that were going, that were an opportunity right there. So there should have been some good momentum. So continue that momentum. So you have July, August, September, October to get this. So you got 2 months at this point. So
the furthest back date for a promoter is July 1st, correct?
That's what the system has been coded at. Yep. That's what
Okay.
you know, it's one of those, well, what about someone that joined June 30th? Like, you know, eventually it wasn't my call on that one. They put the stake in the sand and said,
Gotta cut somewhere.
Yeah, you got to cut somewhere. So, you know, you know, on the June ones, they should have been involved, I think, still in the previous rank advancement rollout at that point. I think that's when we extended it to June, then we did the summer ones, and then we were like, wait a minute, this makes no sense. And so now we came back to the full one. So yeah, July 1st is when it goes.
All right. So
Is it to date?
I would have a question. So didn't Make the Call get retroactive back to June 25th?
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. The Make the Call people have until that signed up after June the 25th, like June 25th or earlier, still have until the end of the month, this month, to hit that Make the Call bonus, right?
Yeah, it's the same bonuses structure. Yep. Yes,
Okay.
they do.
But then they don't roll over into October.
No.
Got it.
Right now we don't. I've been asked that by a couple of people and I was told no. So yeah.
okay. All right.
You heard me?
What'd you say, babe?
July, somebody asked, is it month end or to the date?
Is the month you signed up? So if you signed up in July, you have until 4 months from then, not the date, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's not like the rollover volume that you get when you get started on the 16th and stuff. It's the month. That's how we had to code it. Yep.
All right. So
it's still great opportunities. Run, go.
Run.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to feel like I can feel like this heavy weight of like, no, run, go.
No,
If you only got a month left, go for it. But then look at the override bonus opportunities that you're going to still be able to capitalize on. Those honestly will probably pay out a lot more if you can build teams underneath than you are just you maintaining your 12K bonus at that point. So
So I have a question. You being the inside man, and I know you can't tell us the goods and what's coming, but you know, us being promoters, where do you see Lavelle or in the next 5 years?
We are going to, this is quite interesting because I had a long conversation with our supply chain team and Jason and the exec team of what he is wanting to do. This is the beginning of a market that we are going to capitalize on. So in the next 5 years, I would see Lavelle at least double in size, if not triple in size.
Wow.
I think we've got an opportunity that's out there to offer the great, targeted nutrition products that we've got. The infancy of Lavelle Skin that we just relaunched, that is just the beginning. And then, there's some cool ideas that that would continue along the lines of health and wellness as well too, that play into living an active lifestyle, eating an active lifestyle, promoting an active lifestyle. And we've got the infrastructure, right? We know how to ship, we know how to take orders. It's finding those right lanes that when we can determine if we can plug in correctly, that it gives you, the whole pantry of stuff that you would eventually want from us in those types of situations. So, we've got, this is the beginning, of what I consider a changing of the guard with the change in the website that we've got coming to make it much more advantageous for customers to sign up and to order and run. I think that is going to then enable us then to double and triple in size over the next 5 years.
All right.
You'll be seeing, instead of thrive to 3 billion, it'll be thrive to 5 billion as fast as we can go at this point in time.
Go ahead, Hannah.
So I want to ask this. Well, it's kind of like a statement, and then I want to ask you to say something on it. So this is obviously our team. We're all working together. Our team Zooms are called Better Together Zooms. So these people hear from us all the time. We really work hard on trying to bring good training to them every Monday nights. We really talk about our duplication system. We really try to, paint the opportunity here, as to what this business brings. Like they hear it from us all the time. So, you being in the inside world at corporate, looking at all the Lavelle millionaires that have come through, you can see all of it. Like, what would you say to the person that's sitting here on the screen looking at you thinking, I don't know if I can get to where they are. I don't know if I can get to where I can have a 200K sign behind me. I didn't think that 2.5 years ago. Like, what would you say to those people that have the self-doubt, that have the, cloud of negativity around them? They're like, I can't do that. I can't do what these people do. Like, what would you say to those people?
I would say, take a step back, turn your computer off, go outside, enjoy yourself, find your inner peace for a second or two, and realize, what do I want? You'll always hear, Paul will talk about, what's your vision board? Where's your dream board that's out there, right? You'll hear Jason talk about the speed of the leader and running and making sure that, we're using everything, that we've got to get people on Thrive. I kind of look at it as like, look, we're giving you the tool, but you can only do so much if you're not mentally and physically invested in what you want to do. There will be doubt. It will happen. There are days that are tough days on my side of the world, and there are fun days. The sun will rise, the sun will set. But look in yourself, look inward, right? Look in the mirror. See yourself with that first goal that you want. Is it new cars for your truck? Is it, doing something to take your family on a trip? Find one goal, set one goal, march to that goal. Once you hit it, mark it. I did it. Then go get the second one, right? I'm kind of we can multitask because the world will force us to. But in this situation, a lot of what our great leaders are able to do, they're able to focus, right? They look at what they want to do, and then they figure out, okay, here's my goal. Now let's use a little bit of right. This isn't going to work. All right. Right to left thinking in this situation. So in order to get to my goal, what are the steps that I need to do to get there? So just jot those down. All right. Now that you've got that, okay, then take that first step. You're going to do, and that first step is, I'm going to sign up 3 new promoters. Okay. Then those 3 promoters, I'm going to make sure one of those 3 promoters gets the VIP 1600, because maybe the other 2 might, I know, be, small friends and families that just aren't in it, but I'm going to get them signed up because I'm going to get the volume rolling from. Then keep doing that, right? It's the focus, it's the attention, it's the repetition. You can do it. Nobody started here day one and went to $1 million. We had, I think the fastest we've had people make it to 200K within a couple of months. But they came in with the mindset of, they had direct selling as a little bit of their background. Some did. Others were just and I love this term, they are a walk through walls mentality person, right? I'm going to go talk to people. I know the products work. I know the commissions pay out. I know the lives it changes. I'm going to start talking to people. All right, you don't want to listen to my story? Okay, fine. Off to the side I go. I'm going to go talk to the next person. I'm going to go talk to the next person. And I'm going to keep going. I might get no's, but I'm going to get yeses. And the more I'm engaged with people in a personal one-on-one, I'm in your face, you're in my living room, we're together at a local hall or something like that, the more opportunities, it's easier to get the yeses than the nos than through a text message or through an email at that point. But they just had that walk through walls mentality of focusing on their goals, that they're going to do it, and they're just going to keep on going and keep on going. And that is what I would tell everyone. Take a breath. Figure out what you want. I do this, probably quarterly. Where do I want to go? What am I going to do with the group, with my teams and all that? But then, how am I going to approach it and how I'm going to get there? If I just keep doing the same thing I'm doing right now, I know I'm not going to get there because it's not making any type of change at this point. But if I can actually figure out, let's to me, I'm a blocking and tackling type of guy. Let's bulletize it. Let's sit down. What are the 3 things I got to do to get to step 1? All right, I get to step 1. If I get to step 2, okay, step 2 gets me to 3. All right, guess what? Now I'm at my goal. Wow, that wasn't that hard. Okay, then all I got to do that is again and again. And then it gets to where, all right, you're not as building as much yourself. Now you're building with your team. Now it becomes as much fun as it is as you, because now you're seeing other people celebrating success. You're benefiting in their success as well too. So that would be my couple quick words of wisdom, right? Focus on where you want to go. Push all the negativity to the side. Every now and then, take a deep breath. Look up. The stars are beautiful when you get a chance to see them. Go watch a sunset. Engage with your spouse or someone that's around you. Live life, and then take that deep breath, and then come right back in and go, okay, who am I going to talk to today? Right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is not that hard. And once you can conquer and, don't have to worry about anything else, fear of rejection, all that, that'll always be there. But just keep going on the ones that you're going to have an impact with, right? Runners are going to run, so run with them. Your walkers are going to walk. Come back and make sure you're walking with them. Your slow rollers will always be there. Support them. Never know when a slow walker will turn into a fast walker or turn into a runner as well too. But focus on your goal set of what you're going to do to hit that very first goal you want. Once you hit it, celebrate it. Now go get that second goal.
Crystal.
Hey, Cliff, I have a question. Do you foresee any additional training in the future for us promoters on more knowledge about the products, statistically, where the number comes from, with absorption rate, exactly the products, what they do, so that we can better talk to our customers about the products in general, and instead of just copying a screenshot, sending it to them, but really educating us on the products in general?
I can take it back. I've heard that from a couple of people, and I'll have to check with the marketing team to see how many they've heard from as well too. We want to tailor the trainings to best suit the needs, and if there's something that we feel that would benefit you all, we won't want to get into, I think Jason calls it Molly molecule type situation of why do we came up with the proprietary blends because we know they synergistically work together. Anybody could go and design stuff and throw everything, but having the right ingredients so that your body's actually absorbing them and not excreting them and everything else. Yeah. So if that's something that we feel we need to get into, yeah, I'd love to take it to the marketing team and see what we could do to get some more, detailed training on that. It would not probably be me. I do have a biochemistry background, but I was not involved in designing the stuff from the very beginning. But we could help, lead through, maybe some of the formulations, maybe, the reasons why we use certain ingredients versus, other ingredients at that point. But I don't have it on my radar right now, but that doesn't mean we can't add it. We just need to plan for it, build it, and go with it.
So this would be my last question, a quick question. I know, when you get on these Zooms, usually it's a lot of, what is the company doing? What are you guys up to? I would like to know from, what is it that corporate would like to see more from the field, to make this machine go a little bit faster? Is it doing more locals? Is it, sampling? Like, what is it that you guys see that there's a certain area that we're not lacking on, but that we can kind of, pick up the pace on?
Getting out there. Now, I would love to see our Facebook page, which I know Facebook's some say it's a dying engine. I don't think it's going to be with us. It'll just be the backbone of everything. But I would love to see that page blowing up with tons of pictures of tons of locals and people out in the environment and getting people on Thrive. And I think that's where we started in the beginning. And that's what got us to a ton of success right in the very beginning of the guy, was just groups and groups all together, all sharing Thrive, all sharing their journeys, sampling as quickly as possible, but getting it into people's hands, right? That's the goal. So, having one promoter and a bunch of customers, or just a huge customer showing, or a huge, mix or Thrive and mingle type functions. I think that's what we would love to see, because what we see after those start happening, we start seeing VIP 800s hit, VIP 1600s hit, 4K things popping really quickly. That's how we can tell that what we're doing is having success. Yeah, the overall numbers, we'll see those and stuff like that, but it's how many new rank advancements am I hitting? How many 4Ks? Did we hit 300? Do we hit 400? Do we hit 1,000 4K rank advancements this last month? Okay, great. That's what I want to see. But that comes from you all getting out there and engaging however is best to fit. But I love seeing the pictures, right? Because that proves that you were there and everyone was with you at that point.
I love it. All right. So I know you got another Zoom to hop on.
Ask everybody to stay on, and we'll let Cliff go.
Yeah. So everybody else, you guys stay on. Cliff, we appreciate you. Oh,
I'm looking through the chat.
for the number.
Yep. Let's see. I could have sworn I saw someone guessed it. All right, Miss Lacey Kaiser, you were the closest to guess at 2 million. I've got 3.1 million miles that I've flown on American Airlines in my lifetime.
Yay!
So yeah,
Almost 3 million.
Over 3 million. Yeah. It's I'm not proud of it, and I'm glad I don't have to do it that much anymore.
Holy smokes!
All right, Lacey, I will get those loaded into your account here shortly. But listen, thank you all for having me on. We've got a lot of fire. We've got a lot of opportunity, and it's up to you, right? We pulled all this together. We've got the best products in the world. I think everybody knows that hands down. We have the greatest systems that can always be improved, but we're always going to continually improving them. They weren't the same when we first started, and they'll get even better. So just work with us. Now, what is it? What do we need? We need you all. We need to get people on Thrive. So go out there, be social, be energetic, be engaging, make new friends, make new, confidants, and get Thrive into as many people's hands, because that, by the masses is how you'll end up, building and building and building, like I was saying. So with that, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to hop over to my next one. So I wish you all well. Happy Tuesday, and I will chat with everybody soon. All right.
All right. Thanks,
so
Cliff.
much, Cliff.
Guys, stay on really quick.